ChatGPT lies even if you give it the correct information, and I'm going to prove it to you.
I've just run a masterclass with an amazing person, Michelle, and I gave ChatGPT the VTT file, which has the full audio transcript subtitles for it to use to get information. It did a summary, which I knew missed a whole bunch of stuff and added stuff that I knew it didn't. I had literally been in this and I knew exactly what was inside. So I said, can you use her words to make the summary? Now we get the actual comment, which is great.
But then what happens is I start to get a little bit more particular about what I want, and it starts just making shit up.
I asked it to make a list of what Michelle recommends you need to get started. And yes, she said a camera, but she didn't actually mention a fancy camera or DSLR. She actually talked about smartphones. She said a tripod. She talked about lighting. And she talked about microphones. She talked about this, but she said, I don't like iMovie. But this says there are free options like iMovie. It shouldn't even mention DaVinci Resolve. I knew that it wasn't in there. Did she actually mention that? She said CapCut, please use her info. Now she's going through and they've changed it. They've pulled out the correct lighting, but I had to tell it off. And then I noticed that it said the thing about the phone and it changed and pulled out actual information. I had to go back to it more than once. And let me say, she did not mention a gimbal.
Here's the thing. ChatGPT is making shit up with stuff I've actually given it to use, and I had to tell it 3 or 4 times to go back to the original content. If you're wanting to use it for regular research, if you want to use it for accuracy, you can't trust it. It's just going to make stuff up. I had to tell it to go back and do the work. So stop using it as this know-all be-all without checking the details, and even if you're giving it stuff, don't trust that it's going to give you information directly from that content, because it sure ain't with mine.